Your scalp is flakier than a pie crust and no dandruff shampoo can touch that snowy mess. Listen up. I'm a board certified dermatologist and I guarantee you're doing these steps wrong when you're treating your dandruff. For one, you better be using a dandruff shampoo that has antifungal ingredients. Dandruff is actually caused by a yeast on our scalp called Malassezia. So unless you're using ingredients like ketoconazole, zinc pyrithione, or selenium sulfide, you're wasting your time. Number two, if you're using an anti-dandruff shampoo, but you're following it up with a regular conditioner, you're screwing up. A regular conditioner can remove that anti-dandruff shampoo from your scalp, undoing all of that hard work you just put into it. You can either use an anti-dandruff conditioner or you can just apply conditioner to the ends of your hair, not your scalp. Number three, and don't at me for this, but you need to be washing your hair more often. I'm sorry, but if you have a scalp that looks like this and you're only washing your hair once a week, you're not gonna see any improvement. The more you wash your hair, the more you use anti-dandruff shampoo, the less flakes you're gonna see. A little caveat for those who can't wash their hair more often, you wanna grab yourself a leave-in anti-dandruff treatment like this. I swear by this Royal Oils line from Head & Shoulders. It's a leave-in treatment, so it's exceptionally good for those in between wash days. And finally, if you have very severe dandruff like this, and zinc pyrithione hasn't worked for you, and ketoconazole hasn't worked for you, be sure to be grabbing an anti-dandruff shampoo with selenium sulfide. This ingredient is the most effective for dandruff. It kind of smells a little funny, so only use if you're severe.
One thing that nobody tells you about using minoxidil is that even though it works really well, the dread shed is way more nerve-wracking than everybody talks about. So if you're already experiencing hair loss, one way to know that minoxidil is working is when your hair starts falling out even more.
You are thinking about starting minoxidil. These are the things that you absolutely need to know. I'm a board certified dermatologist who literally sees thousands of patients a year and uses this myself. The dread shed, also known as losing more hair within the first 1 to 2 months of using minoxidil, is true. But it's actually a good sign when that is happening, and let me explain. All comes down to the hair cycle. What minoxidil does is it takes hair from this resting phase called telogen and it pushes it into the growth phase called anagen. This right here is the phase that we want our hair to be in, help our hair grow, make it shiny and long. If you can get through those 2 to 8 weeks of shedding without a mental breakdown, you can get your hair from looking like this to looking like this. Please do not get fooled by the pink tax. The men's version and the women's version are legitimately the same thing. They're both 5%, but the men's version is cheaper. Women's version is more expensive. For my ladies, get yourself the men's version, save some bucks. I also prefer to go with the foam version over the solution. This is because the solution is harder to use, messier, and more irritating and drying to the scalp. And be sure to wash your hands and wipe your forehead where you don't want hair to grow, because literally anywhere that Rogaine touches, you're gonna grow hair. And if you have little feline friends, make sure that you hide your minoxidil from your kitty cats. It is toxic to them. This is one of the craziest hair transformations that I've ever seen. This is how the hair loss started. This is how it was going. And this is where it's at now. I know exactly how to grow this hair back because this transformation is mine. I'm a board certified dermatologist and I literally lost 50% of my hair. This is exactly what I did to grow it back. These are the receipts to prove it. This is my hair just a few months ago. You can see the regrowth starting to happen here. And this is my hair just the other week. Hands down, the most impactful thing that I did was starting Rogaine. I started using the men's version of Rogaine to the areas that I was experiencing the most shedding and fall to my scalp every night. And I used a makeup brush for precise application. Number two is I committed and invested in an LED hair cap like this. I would use this for 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Utilizes a low-level laser technology to prolong the growth phase of the hair follicle and stimulate blood circulation. Finally, I took a nutraceutical every single day. Okay, just a little warning, these pills are absolutely massive and they taste pretty bad, but for me, game changer to regrowing my hair.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize this, but when hairstylists say not to be using a lot of heat on your hair, we're not talking about blow drying. Drying is what we consider like healthy heat for your hair. And what that really means is when you're applying it to your hair, as long as you're doing it correctly, you're not damaging your hair.
I'm a board certified dermatologist, and is it better for your hair to blow dry or air dry? If you have hair that looks like this, you're gonna wanna hear what I have to say. Not all heat is created equal, especially when it comes to blow drying. You do it the right way, you can have the healthiest, shiniest hair, even with heat, even with blow drying. You air dry, there is no heat, but it can cause your hair to look like this. Frizz, limp, dull, lifeless. It's due to something called high growth fatigue. There is constant water and moisture sitting on your hair. It can cause this layer here called the cuticle to swell. It becomes weaker, more prone to damage and breakage. If you blow dry the right way, it can smooth the cuticle and lock it into place, giving you silky hair like this. And if you blow dry instead of air drying, it won't look nearly as greasy. This is because hair that is blow dried has a rougher texture. So the the oils on your scalp show up less quickly. So what's the safest way to blow dry your hair? There was actually a study that looked at this exact question. The study showed that on low heat at a continuous motion, 15 centimeters from the scalp is the safest way to do it. If you want your hair to look shiny AF, do not air dry and avoid heat like this at all costs.
Maybe I was just crazy. Maybe it was the 60s. Or maybe I was just a girl.
If your scalp looks like this, or you have sores on your head like this, you may have scalp acne or folliculitis. I'm a board certified dermatologist, and I'm going to tell you what you can use at home to fix this. I guarantee you don't know about her, but CLN shampoo is the GOAT. This absolutely needs to be living rent-free in your shower if you suffer with scalp acne. I also swear by a hypochlorous acid spray. Make sure you carry this with you everywhere you go, especially in your gym bag. It can reduce the bacteria on the skin, leading to less breakouts. Also want to use a glycolic acid as a pre-shampoo treatment and put it in a spray bottle like this, or you can use a salicylic acid shampoo. These acids help to unclog hair follicles, reduce sebum and oil buildup, and exfoliate. And do not sleep on Head and Shoulders. She quite literally can do no wrong when it comes to scalp health. And for the love of God, keep your fingers off of this. That can only cause more harm.